right, guys, we are doing the speed run for this one today. Now, this is I know that by the time this video comes out, there's going to be so many updates to this game that I think people are going to shatter this record. But I feel like I've probably put in like 10 hours into this game now just trying to find the best route. And I think I found it. There were a lot of hidden trampolines that I was like, oh, whoa, no way. So, yeah, I mean, if I can do sub 45 minutes, that's perfect. If I do an hour, that's good. But we're shooting for that sub 45. So, oh, here's the rules. So there are checkpoints. You can use checkpoints all you want. You can't reload the checkpoint until both feet are on the ground. That's how we usually do these speed runs. So, yeah, for if you guys want to try and beat it. So, as I said, by the time this video comes out, I think people would have found better routes because I know they're adding a lot more trampolines. But, yeah, let's do this. Ooh. So this one's just kind of like a grabbing fiasco, or fiasco, whatever the word is. All right, hip. That's not what I wanted, but fine. I've only got lucky on that once where it launched me to here. But you can't really move left or right during it. So we are going by the in-game timer, because it's a fine timer. So as I said, we're shooting for under 45, which I think is definitely more than doable. As I whiff that, it's wild. See, this is where I love when I actually, every time, whenever I do the speed runs, and this is why I don't do these live anymore. Whenever I do the speed runs, like actually do them, that's where all the mistakes come. Like things I've never failed on before, I just start failing on. Not to mention my hands are freezing. It is very cold here in North Carolina. Technically, I could bypass this checkpoint, but we're already here. I might as well. I'll lose a few seconds. If I must. So I also learned in practice that there is a roll button by double tapping crouch, which actually does come in handy for one skip that I actually watched someone do. So, it's not like a massive skip, but you'll see. Now this took me forever to find. There is one hell of a skip. I knew there had to be a skip here. And right, watch where this one is. So I actually found this by missing that bed. Like I tried to go higher, but if you go over to here, boom, there's a bed. And that takes you all the way up to here. And then we have another skip in a second that gets past. If you watch the original video that I did, that came out like a month ago. By the time this comes out, it'll be a month. But like, this skips so much. Oh, now see, that's another one that I never do. So, okay. We're still on good track. Again, I'm shooting for that sub 45. If I can do that, I'm a happy camper. There we go. That's what you want. And then ideally you hit the bed, but that's okay. Like you can kind of do that all in one motion. Now this part sucks. This is the make or break point because this is a very, I want to call it like a slippery area, sort of. because this is the one part where you need to have a lot of momentum. Otherwise, you're kind of screwed. Ooh. So in here are beds. Now you kind of have to jump in a circle, but the problem with it is if you don't have the momentum all the way through to the top, it actually, you won't have enough distance to get to the end marker. So right now I have good distancing. Like if I'm not grabbing anything, I know that I have good momentum. So right now I should have the momentum to get there. Yeah. Otherwise you fall short and then you get very upset. So this is so far going incredibly well. But I don't want to jinx it. So we're going to play it a little safe on this side. Because as I said, this is where if you mess up, you're gonna have some troubles, because there's really no fast way back up to here. There's our roll. Jump up. I kind of nicked the ledge there, which is fine. Ooh. I would rather... You can get to the top of that. I've done it like once or twice by accident. But it doesn't... I'm not going to drop down and risk it. So we'll just take the couple second loss there. So we're going to hold forward and we're going to shoot for the top of this. Yeah, see, that's the problem. If you don't hit it, ideally you grab it, but if you're too far over, you just shoot off. Now, I have hit that with way too much momentum before and slipped off, which was... Had to take a little break after that one. Now, we're definitely going to grab this checkpoint. It's a little off the beaten path, but it's an important one, because if you fall, you would go all the way back down to there. So far, so good. I'm very pleased. See, that's not fantastic. Let's see. Can I do this? This part sucks because these aren't solid. God is smiling on me today. Now we have the pipes. Now the pipes, there's really no, from what I've seen and what I've discovered, there's really no fast way of doing this. You just want to get as high as possible and then slowly work your way over. There's really no fantastic way of doing this, as I said. So just keep working your way over. We want to get to that pipe that goes across. Nice. I think that's actually like the fastest I've ever done that. So that was whatever path I took there, just copy that. And now we want to get over to there. So we have to keep going up so that we're at this space. Climb to here. Now this is kind of a dangerous jump, but you just want a quick turn at the end. Climb, jump over. Now this can be difficult too, because we want to, boom, perfect. Grab. Whew. Now we want to take this over. Oh. Perfect. Okay, this part has another major skip, which is awesome. And I found this one because I knew there was something here. I was like, what's the point of this building? And if you guys remember from the original video, I forget if I put it in or not, but there was like this building that we kind of glanced over because I couldn't figure out how to get into it, but now I understand. So first off, we want to take this up and over, boom. Run across, and that building over there, I was like, there's got to be something. And there's a bed above us, but there's a better bed over here. But you have to hit it just right. The roof is angled, so you want to hit it like over here. Ah, see, like that's not really what you want. So we're going to drop. I was a little too far over to the right. What's nice is like this is flat ground, so hit that. There we go, to get some height. Now you would think that there was a bed down here, but there's not. There's just a it's just a hole down to the bottom, which made me very sad. I was like, oh, there's got to be a bed here, and they never put one. So we just have to climb this part. But we're coming up to our next major skips. I shouldn't say major skips, but definitely a massive skip here. Just saves you some time, I guess. And a checkpoint, so. So I've pretty much hit every bed so far. Like, I have yet to find a bed that I haven't hit. So this is definitely the best path so far. So boom, save, jump, and hold forward. Come on, get there. That's not good enough. That should get me there. Yep, climb, and then we're going to go left. And then we want to launch ourselves into here. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Now this is kind of like an invisible wall, if you can hit it right. Yeah. Invisible fence, I should say. Okay, so this is the cool little skip. So these guys, these NPCs, if you've played this, they kind of push you backwards. But if you roll, it actually negates it, and you could jump on this guy's head and get on that bed. I watched someone do this, but I was like, oh, that makes sense. So if I climb, roll, and then climb on his head, I can stand on his head, and then... perfect. Speedrun strats. Now, you would think that there was a bed that got you to the top here, but there's not. So this, unfortunately, is just a climbing fiasco. I wonder if I can use the same rolling principle onto that guy and get higher, but I don't think it would give me the height. So... I don't want to jinx it, but at the pace we're going right now, team. Ooh, wanted to go this way. At the pace we're going right now, I think we could beat sub 35. Well, we'll definitely beat 40 at this pace, but maybe 35, which would be massive for my ego. So this is the dragon area. Spam space. Now we have a checkpoint coming ahead. You would be crazy if you skipped this checkpoint. Oh, nice. That saved me a grab. Okay, so I thought that there's really no skips to this area. I've tried everything. I've looked everywhere. There's no real skips. So this part is just going to be difficult and that we just have to do. There's definitely a correct pathway to do this, but for right now, this is just, it's just bang it out. Okay. Come on. Jump. So we want to go to the lower one. Ooh. So sprint forward, but duck here because that little edge there will knock you off. So. Oh God. You always get a little nervous jumping, jumping uphill. Now you could jump to that little lip there, that one right there from there, but it's so awkward to hit that I don't risk it. Okay, so this part gave me a lot of struggles in the original YouTube video. I find that the trick is to kind of look down on them so that you don't miss them when you jump across. And you want to just make sure that your jumps are flawless. Now, I know what you're thinking, Chris. There's got to be a bed at the bottom of this castle. Trust me, there's not. They'll probably add some, but there's no skips to this point, which kind of blows, but. Woo. This part's always a butt clencher. Because you're like, oh, it's going so well. It can't continue to go this well. You're like, oh, no. All right, so I saw this little trick. If you go in a circle like this, he actually just climbs the stairs very easily, which is quite nice. So now we have the discs. Now the discs you got to be careful with because if you get too good of a jump, you'll just slide over them. I try and purposely aim short so that it just auto grabs it, or like I can easily grab it, I should say. But like that's a great example of one that you'll slip on. Now the ducking makes this a lot easier, right? Watch the, or I'm sorry, the rolling, because you can get some distance. Because crouching is just slow. Woo. Checkpoint. We're looking good. We're looking very good right now, team. Now, there's no skip for this. This is just a very boring jump fest. This is one of those ones where like you become so numb as you're going through it. You're like, oh, this is the same thing over and over again, where like you'll end up making a mistake. So that's why I'm locked and loaded. We're coming up on some big skips pretty soon, so that was way too close. That was one of those risks I probably shouldn't have taken. See, what sucks about this, because there's no skip or better way of doing it, if you die on this, or you fall, I should say, you don't really die in this game, but if you fall, like, you lose so much time. Whew. I believe this is the timer area, right? It's been a while. Flawless. Absolutely flawless. Yeah, this is the timed area. Again, this one, you just kind of want to... you have plenty of time if you do it right. You just want to play it safe for the most part. And then just skip. I think that's really the only skip. I also noticed you want to be kind of careful when holding or like hugging the wall. Because when you hug the wall, it can bounce you off a little bit. Like you'll hit an invisible wall in the center. So that's your 10-second timer. Now watch this. This is the big move here. So I found out that there's an easier way to the back of this. And I found out that there is a massive, massive skip here. I had to really check a lot of these buildings. Now this one's nice because if you screw... This checkpoint's nice because if you screw this up, you can reload the checkpoint. And trust me, it's going to save you so much more time. So, checkpoint. And now instead of doing all of this, what you want to do is jump onto there. See? Perfect. That's why you get the checkpoint. Not that that one was that debilitating, but you know what I mean. Jump, spam space. Now watch this. Line it up. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Come on, get there. Come on. Yep. Ooh, that was a little short, but we got there. And then there's our next checkpoint. So we can skip a huge part of that. Now these you have to be careful for as well because you can slip on those little discs. You want to try and aim on top of these and your brain says, oh, let me try going around them. But the problem with going around them is they kind of have like an invisible lip to them. So it'll push you off, which you do not want. So I would say with these, be as careful as possible. Just play that safe. Otherwise, you will slip and fall. Textbook. That is textbook right there. Now, see that one right there on the right? That one is the bane of my existence. You want to make sure your jump is perfect. Otherwise, you're going to slip off. Yes. Oh my God, my butt is clenched. Whew, hard part done. Hard part is done. Now this part is another just time-consuming part, and if you F it up, you're just screwed. Yeah, I think I was shooting a little too high on the 30-minute mark. God's smiling on me today, boys. Got my mind set on you. Ah, see, like that was me being incredibly greedy, and now we have one hell of a fall. Oh, man, what's like a good spot to land? Oh, man, this is going to lose so much time. That's all right. That's all right. We get it back. We get it back. Come on. Come on. Come on. This is going to be like a minus 30 seconds at least. I can't even see where I'm landing. This is not good. Come on. Come on. Come on. Line it up. Line it up. Damn, dude. See, worst case scenario. Because now I have to go through this shit again. So I lied. That was like, we just lost at least 2 minutes on that. But again, we're still looking good for sub 45. In fact, I would say we're, assuming that this goes well, I would say, I would say that we are... Oh, wow, now I can't grab these. I would say that we're still sub 40, especially because we have another massive skip coming up after this. You know, actually, maybe we are good. Maybe we are fine. For... If I can get through this, we're definitely sub 40. I ain't risking it. All right. Now this one, there's no trick or anything. You just have to play it safe as hell. Stay on the right side and make sure your jumps are just timed incredibly well and that you get good distance once you start getting to the top. So I'm gonna shut my mouth and focus for a second here. Now, you lose a lot of time here, but you gain a lot of time with the skip that we're about to do. So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So, this is why you want to make sure that your jumps are very wide. You don't want to hit the lip of that. Nice. Oh, yes, first try. That one would have been debilitating if we lost that one. Come on. All right. So ready? Watch this skip. This one took me, I was like, why is it sending me so high? Ready? Watch this. You're going to go, what? So make sure that you hit this checkpoint. Otherwise, if you mess this up, you're kind of screwed here. So jump to here. Come this way. Now, this is going to launch you. We want to go up and around. I don't think I got it, but yeah, it's not gonna send me. So it's probably faster if I just jump down. Because we want to get, what's annoying is we have to kind of jump up and around the building. Like this. There we go. And then we want to, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep, perfect. And that takes us to here. So now we're already back at the maze, or back to the maze. Now the maze is actually incredibly easy. Once you go through it once, you're like, oh, it's like 2 turns. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely on sub 40 pace here, so I'm again, don't want to jinx it, but I'm feeling good. Until, right, this is one of those areas where you're like, I can't possibly screw this up, and then you end up screwing it up. But there's a checkpoint over there that I want to make sure we get. Listen, I know I could probably make up some time here, but after doing that last part, you're like, man, I really don't want to do that again. Trying to get that jump perfect. Doesn't take too many tries. It's just like, it's a lot of work and effort. And if you screw it up, you got a long fall. So that's why I would much rather just take my time with this part. Ooh. That's a little further than I thought it was. Boom. Boom. We're getting there. Can I finish this in 5? Probably not. So I'm still shooting for that sub 40. So this is another one. There's really no trick to it. There's one, I guess there is kind of a trick to it towards the middle there, but we'll get to that in a sec. It just takes you up past the midpoint of this so that it's 2 climbs instead of 4. So boom. Boom. Yeah, but see what happens is if you miss that, if your head hits it, you get pushed. So that sucks, but lost a couple more minutes. That's why it's almost better to not do that skip, just in case you hit your head on the top. I was a little too far back. Bummer. That's going to cost us a good 30. Do we do it? Yeah, there we go. See, of course I hit it that time. Couldn't do it the first time. Now this is another part that if you're not on the wall parts, you could jump and hit the lip and that causes you to slow down and then you fall. Been there, done that, makes me mad every time, but didn't do it there, so I'm happy. All right, we're still sub 30 or sub 40, I mean. It's looking good. This is one of those ones where they kind of scare you by giving you have 45 seconds, which is more than you need for this. So that's why they want you to kind of like hesitate by going too fast, but they give you more than enough time for this. So that's your 10-second marker. Boom. All right. So this one I play safe. I've seen people double jump it. I don't risk it. That's something I know I would just screw up. What they'll do is they'll double jump and anticipate because if you time it right, the double jump takes you 2. So you jump, and then you kind of turn to the side knowing where it is in anticipation, because by the time you land, the second one will be up. But that is risky, to say the least. Sweet. Home stretch. This is one of those ones I should be looking down for rather than guessing it. All right. I mean, this is smooth sailing to the end because there's no more falls. But now it's just a matter of speed. Now, these are the only very weird objects in the game to climb. The bread is, it's actually like a balance beam that they like just covered a texture of bread over. So sometimes you'll slip off of them super easily. So just be careful of that. I could have gotten a little further on that, but that's okay. All right, team. Home stretch. Home stretch. Let's not screw this up. Not when it's going so well. Man, it's going to be a sub 40. I'm very proud of myself. This is what hard work and dedication does. All the viewers out there and my parents that said I would amount to nothing. Now this one, this can save you some time, but boom. Just because if you don't hit this right, you kind of get stuck, so hold on. So if we go here, come on, that should be enough. Yep. Boom. Otherwise, you just have to run the whole thing. Oh, I forgot that there's another bed there. I should have gone for that bed, but that's okay. Come on. Let's go. Dude, I'm happy with that score. That's a good one. Dude, a sub an hour was good. Sub 45 was great. Sub 40, that's a perfect run to me. Obviously, we could have shaved off some seconds. Realistically, I probably could have gotten it down to 35, which would have been nutty. But yeah, I'll take that. As I said, by the time this video comes out, I think so many people will have beaten this or found new routes anyway, because I know they're adding some stuff. But yeah, I'll take that time. So official time, 37 minutes, 51 seconds. Who cares about the milliseconds? But unless it comes down to the wire. But, you know. So good luck with that one. This one was a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys try it out. So later.